Hello everyone, good morning. Welcome to Rendezvous with Alysia right here on Madhouse TV. Today I have two guests, actually three guests. I have Rodney Fischetti and Sarah P. from the Iron Gates Care Foundation and Alyssa B. from Compass Rose. But sitting up here, my co-host for the entire show is going to be Rodney Fischetti. Rodney, how are you doing today?
Good morning, Alysia. Good morning to you all. Good morning, Madhouse TV. I'd like to thank you all for having us here today. We are here today to speak about the Teen Suicide Let It Go Prevention Campaign that the Iron Gate Cares Foundation is responsible for here on Long Island.
Very nice. Now, Rodney, when did this foundation begin?
The foundation started about 7 years ago. We actually went public, I'd say, about 3 years ago. And we've been kind of on an uproar ever since.
Okay, now you started the Iron Gates Foundation?
Yes, I started the foundation along with my family.
Okay, why?
Well, I previously was the vice president of the Westbury Community Improvement Corporation for 9 years. And I also was the treasurer for Remember Our Youth, Inc. in Hempstead, Long Island. So in my tenure in those ventures, I just thought that something was missing, and I wanted to be a part of something different and some change. And so I decided, you know what, the only way it's going to get done is if I take the chance and put the effort in and make it happen. And that's how we came up with Iron Gate Cares.
Very nice. Now, I was speaking to you on the phone yesterday, and you had said something about the Let It Go, the movement. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Well, the Let It Go movement was inspired by a gentleman by the name of Nelson Padilla that is a good friend of mine. And we happened to be in a recording facility in a recording session, and he received a phone call. And that phone call, you would imagine, changed the dynamic of the recording session. And in short, what we found out is that his oldest nephew had just committed suicide. So you can imagine what it was like and at that moment. And as I sat there with hurt and pain.
You were in the room when he got the phone call?
Yes, I was actually in the room along with Sarah.
Oh, so you and Sarah, and he was in the room when you got the phone call that the guy's nephew committed suicide?
Yes, his oldest nephew had just committed suicide. So as I said, you can imagine what it was like in the room. And it got in so deep that we just felt it's time. We need to do something. Clearly, we knew about suicide already, just from the general public. But we felt that it was time for us to get involved. So the Iron Gate Cares Foundation decided we want to be responsible for the encouragement, the inspiration, and the education of our youth today and the youth of tomorrow. So we jumped right in. And we've been out, we've been interviewing people, filming people. We have a documentary out on the YouTube channel. So we are just out there really trying to make sure that we have a few things. One, and most importantly, is awareness. And secondly, which I think they are both important, is prevention. And that's been Iron Gate Care's #1 focus. And, you know, like all other organizations, we do the same. We do food drives, we do toy drives and things like that. But we are really, really passionate and really, really more responsible with regards to this teen suicide prevention campaign here solely on Long Island.
Right. Now, along with your movement, you came up with a song, right? I believe Sarah P. sings the song.
Correct.
Now, why did you choose Sarah to sing the song, and who wrote the lyrics? And tell me a little bit about the song.
Well, you know, it was kind of a joint effort. As I said, Sarah was there with us when Mr. Nelson Padilla from Neurotic Music Group received the phone call. And what I decided was, in the midst of that time we were sitting there, I decided to play some music.
Okay.
I thought that maybe some music would break the monotony of what just happened. So we played a record, and immediately the record got inside of us. And Sarah began just writing. And at the moment, we really didn't have any direction, but we saw that as the artist, she was inspired to write something. And so Sarah took the music home and called me in the morning and said, I got it. I think I have the record that's going to be responsible for her generation of today. And we listened to it, we tweaked it, and then when it began to make us cry, we realized this is the record that we're going to use, not for anything other than the Teen Suicide Let It Go Prevention Campaign, that this is going to be our mascot to get to the generation of today.
Okay, now Sarah here, Sarah P. is in the house. She's in Madhouse
Yes, she
TV
is.
today. Would you like to introduce her and we'll get the ball rolling?
Well, ladies and gentlemen, you at home viewing us, you listening to us, coming up is Sarah P. She's a music recording artist from Belmore, Long Island. She has written, if you will, the #1 signature song in honor of those who have lost someone or have experienced as a survivor suicide. The name of the record is called Let It Go. As I said, it is our mascot for our teen suicide Let It Go prevention campaign. So sit back, relax. Sarah P.
Teenagers taking their own lives is a tragic waste, but 1,700 of them between the ages of 15 and 19 did just that.
I want to dedicate this song to all those who have been affected by teen suicide. This song was written to inspire, encourage, and educate the youth in our society today, to let them know that we are listening, we do care, and together we can learn to let it all go. Can anybody hear me? I'm running out of honesty and letting them take hold. And they're trying to keep my dreams off track, and every time I try to get it back, I unfold. You live your whole life sitting on your throne, get off on the stones at me you throw, but can't you leave me alone? You see me falling, isn't this what you wanted? You need me to feel alright. You've had enough and you're fine. You feel like giving up cause you're too tired. And when you can't fight, let it go. Take a deep breath and let your eyes dry. Keep your head up and your fists tight. You can start again with the morning sky. Let it go tonight. I'm waiting for an ending. I wanna stop pretending and be myself. You see, I got nothing left to say. I'll do anything to take this pain away, crying out for help. It's good to know that you can breathe right now, because you've gone and finally broke me down. But can't you leave me alone? You see me falling, isn't this what you wanted? You need me to feel alright. You've had enough and you're fine. You feel like giving up cause you're too tired. And when you can't fight, let it go. Take a deep breath and let your eyes dry. Keep your head up and your fists tight. You can start again with the morning sky. Let it go tonight. For those of you watching and for those of you listening right now, I want you to put your hands up in support of those affected by teen suicide. Don't let their anger keep you in. Pick back up and start again. And we'll start again. You've had enough and you're fine. You feel like giving up cause you're too tired. And when you can't fight, let it go. Take a deep breath and let your eyes dry. Keep your head up and your fists tight. You can start again with the morning sky. Let it go tonight. I want to thank Madhouse TV, the entire family here, Alysia Stern, for having the Iron Gate Cares Foundation and myself, Sarah P., on the show to bring awareness about teen suicide. If you have something you would like to say, go to facebook.com/letitgoli. Thank you. Let it go tonight.
I'm really tearing up. I mean, Sarah wrote those lyrics herself?
Yes.
Powerful, extremely, extremely powerful. Wow. So now we're going to cut to a commercial. And when we come back, Sarah's going to sit up on the panel, and we're going to talk to her about how she's raising awareness for the Let It Go movement, and we'll talk more about Iron Gates, your foundation. So we're going to cut to a commercial. Enjoy.
Welcome to Formula Auto Wash, where every day is a great day for a car wash. Open 7 days a week from 8 a.m. till 5:30 p.m. Sundays 8 a.m. till 4 p.m. Detailing packages for every budget, starting out at $29.99. 100% hand wash and detail centre. Hogshair and microfiber brushes and mitts. Proudly using Ecolab Blue Coral soaps and waxes. Formula Auto Wash has served the community for over 30 years. Senior discounts all day, every day. Ladies' Day Wednesday, $3 off any wash. Early bird discount Monday through Thursday till 9:30 a.m. Check out our website, formulaautowash.com.
B&M Performance Cycles, 439 South Main Street, Messina, New York. We handle all parts, accessories, and do all repairs. We can custom build your bike for show or hot rod. We also do New York State inspections on all motorcycles. B&M Performance Cycles. Come see us today.
Okay, I've never had a reading like this before, so just bear with me. I'm seeing bugs.
Bugs? I thought you were a psychic medium.
I know, that's what's confusing. Hold on. Do you want the good news or the bad news?
I'll take the bad news.
I think these are spirit bugs.
Spirit bugs? I've never heard of spirit bugs.
That's just it. Do you want the good news?
Yes.
I know Joe from Bug Busters of Long Island. He'll take care of your problem.
That's great.
Hi, I'm Vinny, owner of VMD Electric. Family owned and operated since 1996, serving all of Nassau and Suffolk County. You can call us anytime, night or day, at 631-669-6915 for all your residential and commercial needs. Here are some photos of our current projects.
Hi, welcome back to Rendezvous with Alysia. The phone lines should be on the screen if anybody wants to call in and talk to Rodney or Sarah or Alyssa, who'll be coming on after the 30-minute commercial break. But Sarah, that was absolutely stunning. It was beautiful.
Thank you very much.
You wrote that in a night?
Yeah, it was one of those things. As Rodney mentioned, we were in the studio and we found the music, and then I just took it home. It was one of those light some candles, relax, dig deep and think about the times that I felt those ways and helpless, and just wrote it, just kind of poured. Once I wrote one lyric, everything just kind of poured out.
Now, you're a musician? You're an artist on
Yes,
Long Island?
singer-songwriter, yes.
And when did this talent arise in you?
I've been wanting to do it for a while, and I've been singing my whole life, but around 3 years ago was when I started to really hone my skills writing and recording professionally, and I'm under Iron Gate Management and Nelson Neurotic Music Group. So we've been doing that now for about 3 years.
Right. Now, how did you get involved with the Let It Go prevention? Was it from that phone call? Or were you involved before you had received that phone call?
Yeah, it was. Well, the phone call I think was the trigger, but before that, I had heard of people around my town committing suicide, and just seeing how it changes the mood in the school. I knew people who committed suicide, not personally, but because I saw how it affected everybody else around me.
Yes.
It changes everything for the day, the month, the rest of the school year. So, and then we were in the studio session and got the call from Nelson, and then seeing how that affected somebody that I love was just like, really took me back, and it's time to really speak up.
Very nice. Now, I wanted to ask Rodney, you had been giving me some facts before the show began, about New York being the highest, the third highest state.
It's actually public information on the internet, and what we found as we were studying about the teen suicide campaign, and before we went out, we wanted to do a little research so we could have some knowledge of just how serious this movement should be as we take on the challenge. And what we found was like New York City was like somewhere like between the top 10 of like in the country of suicides, and then we found Long Island being like number 3 in like the state of New York. And like I said, this is public information. You can go onto the internet, and we're not making this up. We found it on the internet.
Now, why? Why do you think, because we're all from Long Island, why do you think Long Island and New York has such high teen suicide rates?
Well, I think that, there's so many reasons why there's a possibility that someone would bring themselves to that point of suicide. You could never put your one finger on any one thing. So to say that we really know why it would be difficult to, like I said, to put your finger on one thing. But what we found is that you have really only two choices, and you have either those who would like to speak out and who would like to be a part of the cause, and those who probably want to take it with them and keep it and not share it.
Right.
So that's what we found out here on our journey.
Now, what does Iron Gates Care, what do you offer the teenagers? What do you offer our community that can help save a life?
Well, Iron Gate Cares is currently teaming up with the Long Island Crisis Center. Is located in Belmore, Long Island. And the reason why we're teaming up with them is because the Long Island Crisis Center has been involved in teen prevention and many other events that they do since I was a child. And Sarah and myself, we went and we met with the Long Island Crisis Center, and we realized that they had so many more tools, especially from a professional angle, that it would help us help the people we come across to give them some direction to go to when that professional situation is in need. They have a 24-hour, 7 days a week crisis center that you can call up. So we just felt that it fit. For us, us being an organization that had just taken on this challenge prematurely, if you will, feeling like the babies of it, and we had our own mission and how we wanted to attack it, and we felt that our generation, well, Sarah's generation of today, is influenced by music. So being a music individual myself, that just fit that we would go out and we would talk to the people and get direct opinions. And if we found those that we thought we could not help from a professional level,
right,
then we would have the Long Island Crisis Center, who we were planning on teaming up with, that would take that professional opinion or advice and really turn things around for our youth of today.
Wow, nice. And now what exactly is your involvement with the Let It Go Foundation? Are you singing and performing publicly at events or anything, or do you plan on it?
Yes, of course. We're gonna. We plan on doing more. We just did the Long Island Crisis Center's Let's Walk, Let's Talk campaign, which they did an event. It was in Long Beach, and it was on the boardwalk. And so we did that. I performed the song, and just listening to other people and their stories, and other speakers come up who are survivors of being tempted by suicide, and giving them a place to, like the Facebook page, facebook.com/letitgoli. It's a place where you can go and share your story and talk about how you feel, and there's other people on there, and you can connect, and people are inspired through music, especially my generation. So writing the song and putting it out there is, my friends have even said that it's helped them. So the goal is to just help as many as we can.
Well, of course, definitely. Now, do you think drugs, bullying, do you think the fact that the internet they're so easily accessible, everybody's got an iPhone, an iPad, an Android, technology, do you think maybe technology, the more advanced we're getting, may have an effect on teen suicide?
Well, I know that it might be the easiest thing to point to. I don't think that technology is solely responsible for an individual making that decision to remove themselves from Earth.
Okay.
I do believe that it should be getting used much in a different way. In other words, like for example, we have our Let It Go Facebook.com, where we would like people to come on and give their testimonies and their stories and share with us. So we feel that if social media is used in the proper manner, then you can't point the finger at that. There are, as I said earlier, there are just so many reasons why people decide to commit suicide. And what we have done is provided a platform to try to get people through. And as we all know, social media, Facebook, Twitter, MySpace, et cetera, these are the tools that are needed for the generation of today to make change. And we are fully aware of that, and we are using those tools to the best of our ability. And it's funny that, ironically, I know Sarah mentioned about us doing our Let's Talk, Let's Walk, but we actually launched the Teen Suicide Let It Go campaign. We did a celebrity basketball game. We teamed up with the One Man Army Marketing and Promotion Company out of Hempstead, Long Island, where they brought in celebrities, and we launched our Let It Go campaign, and Sarah performed there as well. And just the other night, we were back in Long Beach doing a radio show, and Sarah and myself, we were just saying, wow, Long Beach must be the magnet for us, and it has been partially responsible for us getting our word out there and really making it happen. And so, in short, I don't think social media is responsible. I do think that if it's used in a responsible manner, then we can really change lives and make life for this generation for the better.
Sure. Do you have a phone number that you can put out there?
Yes. We can be reached at area code 516-250-0461. We also have a website where you can donate. It's www.irongatecares.org. We are 501c3 organization, so all donations, as you know, are tax exempt. We also have the facebook.com Let It Go LI. Facebook.com Let It Go LI, where you can come, as Sarah said, you can share your stories, you can tell us about people, you can even, if you have someone you know that might be there or you think that, you can share that with us, and we will be responsible for making sure that that individual gets the professional attention he or she needs.
Now, the parents of the child can call also, a
Absolutely.
friend of any. It doesn't just have to be the person contemplating
Absolutely.
suicide.
Absolutely.
You open your arms to everybody.
Survivors.
Okay.
We have a survivor by the name of Lexis that is part of our organization. She's from Long Beach. She also goes out with us and she speaks to the survivors. So yes, I mean, it doesn't matter. It's just, we are looking for you, the people, to help us get this word out and get this awareness. And as I said, there are so many reasons why. We're not focusing on the reason, we're focusing on the matter at hand, which is that it's happening, it's plaguing our children, not only in Long Island, but all across America, and we want to be responsible. Iron Gate Cares along with Sarah P., we want to be responsible for change.
Right. Now, there's something that comes to mind. When I think of suicide, I also think of, I know it's kind of bland, but remember Columbine, where that kid went out and he just shot everybody in the school? I'm sure the next, or maybe he wanted to kill himself, but he went to kill other people instead out of that anger. Is that something that maybe people could sway to call you? Like if they're so angry, they don't know whether they're going to take their own life or somebody else's life, they should,
absolutely. I mean, just the thought of taking a life, whether it be yours or someone else's, it's a serious subject matter. And as I said, we want to be responsible for changing and encouraging, inspiring, and educating our people, our youth of today. And Iron Gate Cares Foundation, along with Sarah P., we're going to do it.
We are. Thank you. Thank you so much. We're going to cut to a commercial break. The phone lines are open if you'd like to call in. When we come back, we have Alysia B., I can never pronounce her last name, and I'm really sorry, from Compass Rose, who will be joining us. Enjoy the commercial.
He was the king of rock and roll. Join us for Chris MacDonald's Memories of Elvis at the Patchogue Theater. Chris has performed in Vegas, Branson, Legends in Concert, and has the honor of being the only tribute artist hired by Elvis Presley Enterprises to perform at Graceland's Heartbreak Hotel. Join Chris MacDonald with his full production band, costumes, and special guest DJ Fontana, Elvis's original drummer. October 20th, 8 p.m. at the Patchogue Theater. Call 877-77-CLICK or patchoguetheater.com or chriselvis.com.
I was nervous about selecting the perfect paving stones for our project.
There are so many choices, I didn't want to make a mistake.
After all, it is our home.
It had to be the most beautiful patio.
An exquisite driveway. A stunning backyard oasis.
I chose Astro for the largest selection.
The best prices.
The magnificent displays.
The finest service and expert advice.
I chose
Astro.
Astro Masonry and Supply. Call 631-242-2567 or go to astromasonry.com.
What is Grand Prix Motorsports? It's a full-service motorsport performance and service shop. It's West Coast custom style, East Coast pricing, old-school customer service, custom-built bikes, all-out performance upgrades, and free towing too. Grand Prix Motorsports is automobile, motorcycle, jet ski, and ATV, performance, service, and repair. It's online at GrandPrixMS.com. Grand Prix Motorsports, Long Island Avenue, Deer Park.
I was nervous about selecting the perfect paving stones for our project.
There are so many choices, I didn't want to make a mistake.
After all, it is our home.
It had to be the most beautiful patio.
An exquisite driveway. A stunning backyard oasis.
I chose Astro for the largest selection.
The best prices.
The magnificent displays.
The finest service and expert advice.
I chose
Astro.
Astro Masonry and Supply. Call 631-242-2567 or go to astromasonry.com.
Welcome back to Rendezvous with Alysia. We have Rodney Fischetti and Alyssa Bekar. Rodney gave me a great way on how to remember her last name, but we're not going to say it. That's off the record. But Alyssa, how are you?
I'm doing great. I'm really happy to be here. This feels like family right now.
It's at Madhouse TV. There's so much love here at Madhouse TV. All right, so you own Compass Rose Development.
Yes,
who, what, where, when, why, and how? Tell me everything about it.
Well, it started because I have a passion for people. Mm-hmm. So my mission in life, basically, is to help people really focus in on themselves, align their business goals with their personal goals so that everything kind of works in synchronicity. And then, really just figure out, what are you about? What are you about? What would you like to be about? And go for it. Nowadays, with all these structures and systems around us, we kind of get this feeling like we have to be something else. We have to be something we're not. Or there's a way to be that's normal or regular or right. And I'm not any of that stuff. So I embraced my weird. When I embraced my unique qualities is when I began to flourish. And I just want to help share that and help other people kind of achieve that same thing.
Sure. Well, one of the reasons why I chose to have Iron Gates Care and you on together as guests, even though they're a teen suicide prevention, was because you have so much positive that you put out there. I mean, we spoke on the phone. You have your 30-day challenge, gratitude. You have your million in a year, gratitude. You just believe in the law of attraction. And I think networking the two of you together, especially if the teenagers could grasp this, would be extremely powerful. Let's talk about how the law of attraction affected your life and how it Compass Rose is just, spreading
it's
across
an
Long Island.
outcropping of that.
Yes.
Yeah, well, so the law of attraction for me is really about believing it's possible. So believe it's possible, become that inverse paranoid. What my mentor had, Jack Canfield, had a mentor. And
Wait, from the Chicken Soup book?
Yes,
Jack?
the Chicken Soup guy.
Wow, okay. Yeah.
He believe that the world is conspiring to do you good. Because when you believe that the world is conspiring to do you harm, your mind goes into this self-fulfilling prophecy. You look for proof of what your belief is.
Of course.
So the law of attraction operates on that basic beliefs level, that when you have a system of beliefs that supports something, your mind works in ways to fulfill and find proof that that actually exists. So when you believe that good things are coming to you and that good is possible in the world, you start finding ways to make that happen. And for me, that's where coaching came from. To be honest, where it started is I had a friend who opened a business. And I have had friends that have opened business. I'm always there giving advice and, what about this? And giving them marketing help. And she said to me one day, can I pay you for this? And I thought, yes, ma'am, you can. And it just goes to show that I was giving the value out there already. And I had found that there's a discipline called coaching and training that supports people that are entrepreneurially in spirit, looking to do something good for their communities, but need some kind of help. And there's no structure out there for people who are trying to do it on their own to stay positive. You kind of get bogged down in the negativity. So why not bring my spirit of positivity to the world of people trying to really go out there and make a difference, whether it's suicide prevention or it's bringing financial services to the world, because people are pretty much scrambling right now in this economy to make ends meet. And financial advisors are the most important pillar of strength in that scenario. They are the people who have studied it, people who have researched it, people who are honestly passionate about it, and that's why they're in business. So Compass Rose's mission, I'm opening a new subsidiary, so live today from Madhouse TV, opening a new subsidiary that specifically focuses on the financial advising community to help them bring out their most unique qualities, to really focus on the people who love to do business with them so that they can support them and make sure that their lives go better. And in turn, they're getting value into their own life. So I don't know, I feel a little bit left of center, so bring it on. What questions do you have for me?
Hey, I feel a little Compass Rose myself right now.
Yeah, I know. I feel the vibes.
I'm being inspired here.
Yeah, and we didn't even need the wine, right?
Yeah, without the wine.
No cheese, no wine.
Cheese.
I feel great.
Absolutely.
Now, you have an office in Farmingdale, I believe, and you're opening up a second office, or just a subsidiary?
A subsidiary business. So Compass Rose Development is the holding company where I'm going to be doing a lot of different activities to support the community. And the one that is most passionate to me, I have a 10-year career history in financial services. So I know the value. I know what it's like to walk into a networking group as a financial advisor and, hi, my name is Alyssa. I'm a financial advisor. And have people go, oh, my brother does that. My cousin does that.
Exactly.
I know you're trying to sell me something. And it's, your value gets lost. So, bringing that specifically the financial advising community is why I'm opening the subsidiary. It's called Core Values Advisory, to help really get that community built in a pillar of strength and coming from a heart-centered place.
Now, how do you
because that's where they come from.
I was going to ask the same thing.
She's got two small kids. You got a 1-year-old and a 3-year-old.
Yes.
You have your own office. You're opening a subsidiary. How do you juggle everything?
You have to stay focused on what's important to you. I have opened businesses. I have skinned my knees. I have, run the gamut of possibilities. If you ask my mom, I have reset so many times, it's ridiculous. But I'm always looking for excellence. So now that I know where I'm passionate, to really help people become aware that inspiration is possible. It's not just a keynote speech or someone going to a rah-rah event and then a week later coming out like, what was I smoking? That's not reality. It is reality. You have to really work at it to make it reality. And so for me, making it my own reality has been a work in progress. And so I'm in the trenches. I'm just a couple steps ahead of these people, of you folks. Sorry. Don't mean to leave you out of the conversation, but I'm just a couple steps ahead. I've learned some things. I've taken some training. I put in a lot of time and a lot of energies to learning how to best serve my life and my family. And so finding that passion is huge. So I want to help other people be able to do that.
I was just thinking, you made a comment a few seconds ago, and I was going to ask you, in reference to how these conventions and these seminars go, and usually you get all this, this literature and pamphlets and booklets and this and that, and you kind of walk out and you throw it in your car and probably didn't get anything out of this convention. What do you, do you hold these kind of events, and do you have some kind of process where people can be followed up, if you will, and with regards to after they leave from your inspirational talking and so forth and so on, do you have anything set up where you can actually have these individuals that attended your seminars or your convention be followed up and checked in on, and as far as progress or no progress or et cetera, et cetera, et cetera?
Yep, so some of the tools that I've learned along my journey are accountability and community. So to create the community around the event itself, and everyone's coming because they have an interest in what's going on. So yes, I do produce events. I just did one that was an all-women's event, empowering mind, body, and spirit to be able to really focus on what you need, what you want, and get it done, especially when it comes to your health and then your wealth. Because if your health isn't first and foremost, where does your wealth come from? You have to. It's like that oxygen mask theory of life. You have to take care of yourself first. Mm-hmm. So to creating Facebook communities like you have with your Let It Go movement is huge. For me, the gratitude movement that I'm creating, there's a community around that so people can share stories, because when you're plugged in, you get more out of it. Mastermind groups is another thing that's huge. I'm right now facilitating about 3 mastermind groups a week. And to be able to do that is just a collaboration where people get to give of themselves and take advice from other people. So you're creating a conversation. Mm-hmm. You stay plugged in. It's not just that woohoo and then done. And then there's accountability partnerships you can create. So there's all sorts of mechanisms that I use, and specifically to what's going on after an event. It's really about in 2 weeks, I want to receive an email or a letter from you finding out what's going on. How have you made progress? Following up with those students or those attendees. Mm-hmm. There's always a system behind the system behind the system, and you have to have a core team of people who are focused on the same thing. Everyone has to buy in to the same big vision. And for me, it's finding that passion and letting it unleash on the world. So stay focusing there. And so.
Now, do you find that people come to you not only for the business aspects, like, oh, she's really got her, her stuff together. I'm having problems with my husband. I'm having relationship problems. Other problems, you find that people are drawn to you, to your positiveness?
And that's a great question, because for me, coaching is about the business relationship first. So what do you do for a living that provides you the ability to really get to your life stuff? And because I know for me as a business owner and as a serial entrepreneur that there has to be a business initiative in mind first, or I wouldn't have found personal development. Mm-hmm. I tried all these businesses and I found that business is just a way to develop myself into a better person. So once you bond and make the commitment that you're going to go forward together in my professional relationships and my personal relationships, you start to find out more stuff. When people get comfortable with you, I hear everything. I hear everything from marriage to relationships to kids to celebrations. I mean, all of it, because it's all part of who you are. I call it dissolving the divide, because we all think there's this professional side of us that has to be there, and then there's this personal side. And they can't meet. Somehow you have to be all suited up to be professional, and then you can be all let your hair down to be. You're the same person. You never leave your skin, so why should you act in 2 different ways? Mm-hmm. So I find that, in coming through the business door, you open up the possibility to explore your personal stuff, because that's really the foundation that supports all your progress and all your profits.
Mm-hmm. I went to beauty school moons and moons ago, and I worked in a spa, and I would find that by like the third time I was working with a client, I knew their whole life.
Yep.
I knew everything about them. I knew their romance, about their children, about their marriage. I knew their woes, their this, their money, and stuff like that. And I said, wow. So when people say, what do you do for life? I used to say, I'm a therapist.
Yeah.
I almost, seriously, I'm a therapist. Maybe a beauty therapist, but I almost feel, speaking to you, that you're a business therapist, sort of. Has anybody referred to you as that?
Not specifically, no.
Okay.
But I enjoy it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's where part of my passion comes from, is I have a love for people.
Yeah.
So you're getting into how you think and all that. Definitely. I definitely feel like a therapist. I mean, I have a couch in my office. So.
Oh, nice. Now, you know what I want you, can you explain to Rodney the 30-day thing that we talked about? Because I remember October 1st rolled around. I said, okay, I'm going to start my 30-day challenge. I think it was the 30-day challenge, right, that you have, that you designed? Because maybe somewhere along the line, some teenagers could actually use this and change their whole realm.
Absolutely.
So it's a 30-day appreciation challenge. And what it is trying every single day to appreciate someone, something, some person for holding the door open for you. Maybe you've got great service at a restaurant. And the philosophy behind it is, after 30 days, you've built a habit. You're there. So if you can do something consistently for 30 days, especially in a positive mindset, the benefits that you see outflowing from that are amazing. So I'm going to just share with you the gratitude notes that I use. This is the tool.
If the teenagers take the focus off the negative, and they the pay it forward, like we were talking about, and they just take one good deed and they start focusing, by 30 days, just maybe a light of hope would hit them,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm saying everybody, but I'm
Everyone,
just saying, because you
for
guys
sure.
are up here together.
Absolutely.
That's the
What notes
synergy
do you
here.
have? Yeah.
Absolutely.
So these are the gratitude notes. This is like the physical representation of appreciation. So I wanted to say to you, thanks a million for having me on your show. It really means a lot to me, and I get to speak my mind about what I'm passionate about. It's huge. And so for me, giving out 3 of these a day is part of the 30-day appreciation challenge. So Ronnie, thanks a million for
Absolutely. Thank you for coming.
for having a movement about how to prevent something that is so about mindset. So Thanks a Million is the gratitude campaign that started first because I have a really great ancestor. My grandfather, Papap, was just amazing. He was the most honest, in his integrity person I ever met. And he was always very genuine. So when he was really appreciative, he could look you in the eye and say, thanks a million. And you could just feel it. You could feel the wave coming off him. And nowadays, you started talking before about social media and the internet. We get stuck in our devices.
Yes.
Thank you is just a text message, or maybe it's just an email we shoot off in between other things.
Yeah.
This is a tool to be able to stay
This
heart
is
to heart,
great.
hand to hand, and express yourself in a positive way. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, these are great. If you were going to cut to a commercial, but these are thanks a million. This actually makes the pay it forward theory tangible.
Yeah.
Because I got a gushy feeling when you said thank you, and then you gave me something. It was more than words. We'll be right back after this commercial break. So enjoy our sponsors, our commercials. Thanks.
He was the king of rock and roll. Join us for Chris MacDonald's Memories of Elvis at the Patchogue Theater. Chris has performed in Vegas, Branson, Legends in Concert, and has the honor of being the only tribute artist hired by Elvis Presley Enterprises to perform at Graceland's Heartbreak Hotel. Join Chris MacDonald with his full production band, costumes, and special guest DJ Fontana, Elvis's original drummer. October 20th, 8 p.m. at the Patchogue Theater. Call 877-77-CLICK or patchoguetheater.com or chriselvis.com.
What is Grand Prix Motorsports? It's a full-service motorsport performance and service shop. It's West Coast custom style, East Coast pricing, old-school customer service, custom-built bikes, all-out performance upgrades, and free towing too. Grand Prix Motorsports is automobile, motorcycle, jet ski, and ATV, performance, service, and repair. It's online at GrandPrixMS.com. Grand Prix Motorsports, Long Island Avenue, Deer Park.
I've never had a reading like this before, so just bear with me. I'm seeing bugs.
Bugs? I thought you were a psychic medium.
I know, that's what's confusing. Hold on. Do you want the good news or the bad news?
I'll take the bad news.
I think these are spirit bugs.
Spirit bugs? I've never heard of spirit bugs.
That's just it. Do you want the good news?
Yes.
I know Joe from Bug Busters of Long Island. He'll take care of your problem.
That's great.
Welcome back to Rendezvous with Alysia Stern and Madhouse TV. Our guest, recording artist Sarah P. and Alyssa Bakar.
Yep, from Compass Rose. I have to get back to these because I just absolutely love them. Alyssa and I had numerous conversations, and one of the big things that has gotten her as far as she's gone is the law of attraction. I mean, her mentor was Jack Canfield, the author of the Chicken Soup for the Soul books, which I didn't know that until today, so I'm really excited because I love his books. But these are the coupons of Thanks a Million, almost like a pay it forward. And when you do something good, you thank somebody, and you give them one of these. Alyssa, all of your stuff, all of your advice, what is your phone number? Where can we find you? What are your websites? And just tell us everything.
All right, so you can find me on the web at compassrosedevelopment.com. And also Facebook at facebook.com/compassrosedevelopment. Real easy. And if you want to get in touch with me by phone, it's 516-782-5428. And you can find me on my website, and my phone numbers are there. So if all you remember is compassrosedevelopment.com, you'll be able to get to me. You can also order the Thanks a Million online on my page. It's compassrosedevelopment.com/thanksamillion. And for a brick of 500, in order to be able to participate in the 30-day appreciation challenge to bring more positivity to your life, it's $15 for 500 of them. So I'm really happy to be here to be able to share that, because appreciation really is at the center of everything that I do. It's the core of who I am. It's the core of how to bring to light what you're really about and what you're passionate about and what you can get really excited about in order to bring yourself forward. So thanks a million for having me here. This has been really
you're
awesome.
so welcome. Now, what did you think of her song, Let It Go, that she wrote? It was big. I saw you tearing up
My
out there.
God.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. Yeah, just great.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you a million.
Yes.
Yeah.
For liking my song.
Thank you. Thank you. Now, do any of you guys have any upcoming events or anything that you'd like to share that maybe I could go to? Because I'd love to. I love going out.
We are currently prepping for an event. We don't know exactly the location yet. We don't have all the details, but we are working on the next Let It Go launch. It probably will be during the holiday season.
Perfect.
It will be a free event. We ask that you donate, of course, but other than that, we're not asking for anything else but for you to show up and participate and just be a part of the movement. Allow us to let you help us help others.
Now, speaking of helping others, I'm the only one that didn't get a T-shirt. Can I buy them somewhere?
Well, you know what?
Can anybody get them?
You can, if you go to www.irongatecares.org and hit the donation button. And you can hit that, and all donations will be accepted, and we will leave your information, emails, address, so forth and so on, and we'll send you a shirt. Today, we have one for you. We also have a documentary that we would like you to take a look at in your leisure that we have done out in the streets of Long Island, and it's called What's Your Take? And basically the documentary focuses on regular people living regular lives who are aware of teen suicide or who are not aware. But what we did is went out, no script, no makeup, no stage, just regular people giving us their opinion and their ideas of what they think about teen suicide. You can find that on youtube.com/letitgoli. And it's a phenomenal documentary. It's impactful, meaningful, and it goes back to the statement that I made earlier in the show, is that you can utilize social networking in a positive way. This is evidence of that. You've heard it right here. We have Thanks a Million, who is utilizing social media in a positive way. And that's why I believe that social media can be our tool to make change in someone's life.
Oh, definitely. Now, how about you? Do you have any upcoming events?
I
Public?
don't have anything that's public on the calendar right now. Most of my efforts are focused on the launch of Core Values Advisory.
And
so
when are you
that's
launching
internal. That's today.
Oh, today?
I have the website should be live within a week. It'll be corevaluesadvisory.com.
Wow. And we're the first to hear
you're
about
the first
this.
to hear about
Ooh,
it.
ooh, Madhouse. That's awesome.
Do you know
Absolutely.
what?
I feel so honored.
Yeah, thank you.
You're
I'm so
welcome.
glad to share it here.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But what I wanted to just point out, I had a song looping through my head as you were saying about your movement, and so yeah, the events are private. My bad.
Oh, yeah,
It's all
sure.
for financial advisors
Okay.
and to create the conversation in the financial advisory world.
Okay.
But have you ever seen the movie Heathers? They have
Yes.
They have a song there, and I swear it was on the radio in one of the clips. Is teenage suicide? Don't do it. Your song is way catchier, way catchier, and it's about let it go. It's letting it go, not having that focus on like, oh my God, this is so tough. It's let it go.
Let it
You
go.
know,
Right.
and
A
that
solution.
Yeah, and that spoke volumes to me. How did
Yeah.
you said you put on candles and got some inspiration and
candles, candles in a dark room, just kind of dug down and wrote.
And that's
everything
where
I
it comes
felt.
from, then.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I have pages and pages and pages of things that I wrote down and then put them to the music.
Yeah, when I was in high school, 10th or 11th grade, we had a friend commit suicide. He jumped off the 59th Street Bridge.
Wow.
And it was absolutely horrible. You know, he had dabbled in drugs, and I guess he just had a demon inside, a monster within. And he, no matter how much help, no matter how much rehab, no matter what he did, he couldn't find hope. There was no answer. And we were devastated. I mean, that had to be the most heart-wrenching funeral and week that I've ever been to. Till that day, I mean, lives changed forever after that, you know.
Absolutely.
I'm getting a little choked up now.
Absolutely.
His name was Anthony Olson. Yeah, he killed himself back in, I think, 1990 it was. And it was horrible for all of us. But I can't imagine the pain that he was going through, that how he felt. We were always together. We were always there. But I guess maybe he was too embarrassed to tell us that he had a problem or he
outlet,
couldn't.
probably. I mean, that's a
Didn't-
possibility.
yeah.
Well, that's key.
We
That's
weren't-
key.
yeah,
The
like-
outlet is key. It is the key core to finding someone
Sure.
and reaching inside of them and allowing them the opportunity to let it go. Because ultimately, all people really want is an ear.
Right,
You know,
exactly.
it's nothing monetary, it's nothing material, it's just an ear. And sometimes you can be with an individual that is yearning for nothing else but to be heard
Right.
for something. And take out a few minutes of your life and just allow yourself to be a part of someone else's life and to encourage, to inspire someone, to educate someone. Hug a stranger.
Really?
You just never know whose life you
Can I
change for the
just
better.
tell you about hugging? So it takes 4 hugs a day for survival, 8 hugs a day for maintenance, and 12 hugs a day for growth.
Well,
Wow,
it took
this
me
is
5 hugs to
amazing.
have my son.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Well, and
I
that's
can
part
understand.
of what this movement is about too. Is give someone the opportunity to say, "Wow, give yourself the opportunity to say you made a difference to me." It doesn't make you weak. It doesn't make you anything less. It actually brings more to you and more to the people around you. So give that person the opportunity to be that outlet, to provide that connection.
Right. Well, thank you guys so much for joining us. We have to wrap up the show. I hope if anybody out there needs any help that you can call Iron Gates Cares. Find them on Facebook, find them on the web, or for business, for entrepreneurs, go to Compass Rose and have all your dreams come true, no matter which outlet you go to. Thank you so much for joining us today with Rendezvous with Alysia. I will see you next week. Next week, I'm going to be surrounded by 2 completely hot men. It's going to be like my dream show. I have Darren Sardelli, who's an author from Laugh A Lot Books, who's going to be here, and Dan Reardon, another hottie, who's going to be singing and performing live. So next week will be my dream show, surrounded by 2 hot men. So enjoy.
Law of attraction, make it come true.
The law of attraction. So have a great week, everybody. Enjoy. Goodbye.
Enjoy.